I want to welcome you to the Inner Circle. For those of you that I haven't had the opportunity to meet, or it's your first time on the call today, I am Melissa Hansen. I'm at the Club at Old Cypress in Naples, Florida, and we have a lineup of fabulous panelists today. We have Pilgrim, Shea Brower Kelsi Collins, Jeff and Jenn Buck, and I'll be introducing everybody a little bit further as we get started, but we're going to dive right in. We only get 30 minutes with the Inner Circle, so this goes pretty fast. But today we are going to be talking all about real estate and the private club industry and how those two things go hand in hand. So we're talking about real estate and the private club industry, and today we have actually a mix of people on the call. Jen and Jeff, just so you guys know, we have people on the call that their club is located outside of the gates of the community. We have people that the club is located inside the gates. We have memberships that are mandatory, so they're required with the purchase of a home. And then we have memberships that are optional. So we kind of have just kind of like a full gamut of everybody on this call today, which is awesome. But the first thing I think that I wanted to mention is that obviously we know that real estate and the private club golf sales go hand in hand. And sometimes the real estate comes first, where the buyer is looking to find the perfect home and then they find the club. But sometimes it's on the flip side, where they try and find the perfect club first and then they will go with the home second. And so I was just kind of curious, and I was going to throw a poll up there if I can. And I was curious which comes first at your club. So I'm going to launch that now. When we're talking about people joining your club, typically are buyers seeking the perfect home and then the club information? Or are buyers, do they look for the perfect club first and then a home in that specific community? So I'm just going to give it a couple minutes to let everyone take this poll. It will be interesting to see. Right now we are 50-50. So if you wouldn't mind just hopping on this, I find this is always interesting. And for me, honestly, at my club, it's about 50-50, where we have people that are just set on they want to be in Old Cypress. And so they'll settle on any home that comes about in their price range. And then we have people that purchase the real estate first and they haven't even played the golf course and they end up just joining. So all right, so it looks like we actually ended up about 50-50, but 55% the buyers seek the home first and then the club information. So that's actually very interesting. I can share those results if you want to take a peek, but we have 55% where the buyers are seeking the home first and then the club information. So that's going to roll right into what we are chatting about today. So the first thing we're going to dive into is kind of the importance of keeping your realtors informed and top of mind. And this is one of the things that I sent out to you via email that we've recently done at the club that was really successful. And we put together what's called our realtor toolkit. And what I have done over the past decade that I've been there is I take all of the listing agents that come through the club and I add them to my CRM database. And so I start to get a list of maybe 300 to 500 realtors that have sold at the club or they have had listings at the club. And my goal is to always try and to keep them informed, because I believe that if I continue to keep them informed, that my club is top of mind for them when they're going to help their clients find a home. And so we had sent this out, and I'm going to send a link to this for you guys to have this later if you want to copy it and make it your own at your club. But basically what we did was we just put in these hyperlinks the realtors could easily go to that had the membership brochure, our renovation information, golf events, the bylaws, application, the HOA. It had all the information on that email right there. And then we dove into just some quick fun facts and made it easy for the realtors to just have some of the information that is typically their frequently asked questions. And then, of course, at the bottom, I gave them my contact information. And the email was really well received. We had a ton of, real estate agents write back and say, are you on a wait list? How long is it going to be? Do you offer memberships that for those that are outside of the community, or does it have to be within the community? And there was just a lot of action with that email. So I definitely recommend doing that because the real estate agents will become your advocates because they know the most about your club and they like talking about what they know. So we're gonna flip and I'm going to introduce you to Shea. She is at Pelican Marsh Golf Club in Naples, Florida. And Shea, if you just wanna let us know what your full golf initiation fee is when you start and your annual dues. But Shea uses a tool that the three of us on the call all use and we make part of our website, which is Club Properties. We have Jen and Jeff Buck joining us on the call today. And Club Properties is a really good tool that we've just added to our current website, whether it is Members First, Jonas, Club Essential, and it is a link where our prospective buyers can go and they can actually see the listings in the community. So I'm going to hand it over to Shea so she can share a little bit about how they're using that at Pelican Marsh. Shea, welcome.
Hey everyone. So here at Pelican Marsh, our initiation fee for full golf is at $150,000. We just increased that from $125,000. Our annual dues this year were right around $18,000. And we have about a 6-year wait list for membership.
Wow.
So that's intense. But so we have been using Club Properties, I think 7 years, 10 years. So before my time. We absolutely love it. I love that all the listings are in one spot. So it's easy to navigate on our website. It says real estate at the top. You can click that. We are not a bundled community. So we have non-resident members here, but 80% of our members do live within the gates of Pelican Marsh. So obviously real estate is very important. We, again, don't deal with it, but it's just our community center of Pelican Marsh has a very basic website. They don't have anything about real estate on there. So for us here, it's so nice to have like a one-stop shop for those prospective buyers to come to my website and they can learn about the community. They can learn about available properties, rentals, and then of course that drives them into learning more about the different types of membership we have here, which we obviously hope that they will one day be a part of the membership here. So we love using this as just it's a showcase and it's an easy one-stop shop for them. So.
And I love that we're keeping them on our site, right? Because I feel like if they're doing the search, then they can go to Zillow or wherever they're going to like look for that home. But when you offer it on your website, we're keeping them on there so they can go back to the golf portion, they can go back to the membership. We're trying to keep them on our site and top of mind with our club as long as we can. So
yes. And it's easier too when people call from out of town. They say, I've heard of Pelican Marsh. We'd love to learn more. Can you give us a realtor's name? Or we don't know anything about, and I'm like, go to our website. It's all there. So
all right there.
That's good.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And next up, I have Kelsi Collins. She is at the Oaks Club in Sarasota. Kelsi has been on the Inner Circle before. Always very thankful to have you on. Kels, if you wouldn't mind kicking off, letting us know what your initiation fee is, if you're bundled, non-bundled, what's going on at your club.
Absolutely. So again, I'm Kelsi Collins. I'm the Director of Membership and Marketing at the Oaks Club in Osprey, which is basically like South Sarasota. The initiation fee is $150,000 and our annual dues are currently at $25,000. We are a mandatory membership club. We aren't necessarily a bundled community as the HOA is separate. So the only way to obtain membership in my club is by purchasing a property. We've been using Jeff Jenn since before I came here. This is already in place, and immediately I thought this was the best resource because we as a club, we can't facilitate like the sale of memberships. I do not want to do a realtor referral program. I love that like when somebody calls, like what Shea said, hey, I love the Oaks Club. I'm so attracted to this club. Like, how do I get in? I need an agent. Just go directly to my listing page and reach out to the realtors directly. The contact information is right there. I think that it's just the most convenient and a crucial piece of marketing for all of us that's attached to our website. And what I like to do is I like to keep a list in my CRM of all agents who have been on this website. So agents who have sold properties. I think currently I have about like 40 of them. So everybody's different, and because we don't have like a big area necessarily, it's a smaller list, but I use that list to do invites for Realtor educations. So when I do invite to Realtor educations, Realtor breakfast, we just had one in February. I had like 40 agents there. We updated them on obviously the initiation fees and dues, but we also talked about changing demographics of the Oaks Club, why this club isn't what you thought it was like 5 years ago. We also did updates on our campus master plan. Being able to communicate with both agents who are just in my roster is so handy, but especially being able to communicate with all agents that have an active listing for a house, for a condo. All their info is right there. It's easy for me to grab. It's the best. And like Melissa has said earlier, the investing resources in realtors has been very successful for us. Every 10 new members that joined this club, 8 of them came to this club directly from the home. So they chose Sarasota first, then they saw the home, and then they were like, okay, I will join this club because I'm buying this home. So realtors for us are the biggest driver of new members for the Oaks Club.
Kels, I love that. So how often are you doing these realtor informative breakfasts?
So after the one we did in February, it was so successful. We're going to be doing one probably in like November.
Okay.
And with some changes coming with our campus master plan, and we have more things to show. My board wanted to do it quarterly. I don't think quarterly, at least for us, is necessary, but we definitely want to do it probably every like 6 months. And we just want to treat the agents, with some hors d'oeuvres, some mixers. I just attended a marketing summit that encourages have your realtors do tours, maybe have them go and get a lesson with pickleball. Have your realtors experience your club in the smallest budget-friendly way possible, so that way when they talk about your club, they have nothing but positive things to say.
I love that. I think it's so important. And I've even known clubs in the past that have extended the top realtors, a temporary membership for the year so that they can actually experience the amenities of the club. So like you're saying, you really have salespeople that are out there all the time doing your job for you within the local community. And Kelsi, I will say, before I had this tool, I got in trouble with my realtors because when buyers would come in, they would come in without an agent and they would say, do you know of anyone that can help me? And I would refer them to the member agent that I knew and I worked with the most, and then I got in trouble. And so this platform has been a game changer because I'm just let me see, let me go on, show you some listings, let me know what you're looking at, and I'll get you in contact, like you said, with that person directly. So that has helped me out of a little bit of a mess, and that is definitely one of my favorite features as well. So thank you for sharing. Jen and Jeff, I wanted you to pop on a little bit. I know that I know that the program features some reporting that really helps us to drive our membership growth. Is there anything that you can hit on this?
Well, thank you, Melissa.
Thank you for being here.
And crew. We're very excited to be here, and Chris and Shea and Kelsi, and we're just super excited to be here. So back to Kelsi's excellent point. In the back end of our system, you can just click a button and download all the active data or all the sold data, and a CSV file will pop up, and then you could put it into your CRM, and it has everything. It has the property, the address, the price, the sold price, the realtor.
The realtor information, all their contact information, their name, their phone number, their email. So talking about your breakfast and your events and things like that, this is a great resource. And generally it pulls the last 365 days. So you're being put in contact with the agents who are doing business right now within your community.
I'll just touch on a lot of the people on this call, they don't have that realtor database right now. They're
Right.
saying for the first time, Melissa, I haven't sent this email out, I haven't done the breakfast, but I want to start. So this is an easy way where you can just download those people right away, get them into your database. Even if you don't have a CRM, we're not going to judge you. You can copy and paste them into an email and you can still do these things. Is that what you're saying?
100%. You want to make these agents your ambassador. So just like Kelsi was saying, invite them in, give them a little taste of the club, and get them to be out promoting your club in the community. They want to.
And so we're here to help. We have all kinds of tools and all kinds of data. So depending on what your club wants to do and the memberships directors want to do, we can steer it in the right direction. And I like how you said you kind of got in trouble for recommending somebody. In this way, it's easy to show who the agents are that really work the communities.
I do want to just interject something real quick. Jeff and Jen took my brand platform that I did. So we recently launched a full complete scale rebrand of the club. We have a brand new, beautiful public website, brand new, beautiful landing page. And I was like, I wonder if they could modify my listing page to reflect my branding. And they did. They have beautiful aerial flyover of all my videos. They have my fonts, my colors. So just shout out to them. They will customize this page to really reflect your club's unique brand positioning and messaging. Please don't hesitate to have them do that, because that's something crucial too. Like Melissa said earlier, we want to keep prospective members on our website and really get them familiar with our messaging, our voice. That does transition from your marketing collateral all the way to the listing pages. So I wanted to just interject that because my board saw that and was like, this is beautiful. Like, I love that. This vendor really went above and beyond for us. So just wanted to interject that they did a fabulous job.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. And we'll have you back on in a little bit. I want to hand it over to Chris Pilgrim. She is at the club at Pelican Preserve in Fort Myers. Chris, if you want to just kick it off, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to just kick it off, sharing price point of your club, mandatory membership, what do you have going on at Pelican Preserve?
Pelican Preserve Golf Club, we're east of 75 in Fort Myers along the tree line corridor. And we're still in the dinosaurs that still have refundable memberships and non-refundable memberships. They sell for $25,000 or $15,000, and dues are $10,740 a year. And we don't have a wait list. So that makes us kind of unique too. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be part of the inner circle. Thank you for including me.
And so is membership is not required?
No, it's not required. We're not a bundled community.
Okay. And so how do you use club properties to help you at Pelican Preserve?
Well, I can tell you that the feature that I absolutely can't live without is the ability to see exactly what's for sale or pending in real time within our community. And why that matters to me is that it helps me to stay one step ahead of, let's say, resignations. If I see a property that's listed or pending, I can proactively reach out to the member and guide them through our resignation process and timeline, oftentimes before they even contact me. This helps to, just ensure a smooth closing process. So knowing what's pending allows me to get ahead of the closing documents. Maybe you're in charge of estoppel forms, for example. I can connect with the listing agent early, make sure that everything is in place, making the process smoother for both the seller and the buyer. And of course, that gives me an opportunity to meet the buyer and, start promoting the club from there. Also, the corporate reporting benefits are so helpful. I use this data to report to my corporate team. I can share the real-time insight into how many homes are for sale or under contract. It helps us to analyze what types of properties are moving, like condos or coach homes or single-family homes, which supports broader planning and strategy. If I know the demographics of my membership is that, most of our members buy single-family homes, then if I see a lot of single-family homes on the market, I know my closing ratio is going to be a little bit higher that quarter. So for me, Club Properties has just been an essential tool. It helps me to be proactive and responsive, strategic even. It helps me create a better experience for my members, my realtors, and even the leadership team.
I love that. And I feel like that's a question that I get from my general manager often is, how many homes do we have for sale? Because it is going to correlate with how many memberships are brought in. Even though it's not a requirement in our community, the more homes that we have for sale and there's that ability to get into the community, the more memberships we end up selling. So that's those things correlate, and it's important to have a pulse on it. So thank you, Chris, for sharing. And we have a couple of minutes left. I definitely want to turn it over to Jen and Jeff Buck. Again, thank you guys so much for being on the Inner Circle. And you have a new feature that you would like to share.
Woo-hoo. Yes, we do.
Yes, so we are just diving head first in promoting the club, promoting the membership, and giving the folks that are on the real estate listings super easy access to get right to the membership directors to just take that next step. So we've always believed that you find something, you fall in love with it, and your next step is going to be, how do I join the club? So we built this whole, we used to do things a little differently. Now we're rolling out for all of our membership directors a whole detail form on the left-hand side of all the properties. So every listing for sale is going to be all about you guys. The power of the form has been so helpful because people, they want to know, and then the next thing is like, what's for sale in the club, what memberships are available. And so we can work with you guys. Just like Kelsi said, our job, we work for the membership directors. Our whole business was set up to give you all the tools necessary. So while anything you want, anything you need for us to help you do your job, that's our role, and that's what we want to do.
Well, I think you touched on, Melissa, too. It's about keeping them engaged on your site so they're not out looking for anything else. So the synergy of having, if they're on your site first, they can pop in and look at listings, or they might find the listing site first. And then we include the information how to get in touch with you to learn more about your wonderful club.
And as a value add, thank you for pulling this slide up, Melissa. One of the things that we do is we track all the data and the analytics. And what we found is that we generate tons of traffic for the club. I mean, there's a slide coming up, but it's like $100,000 worth of traffic value to the club. And this allows the membership directors to justify the tool to their boards and to their GMs. They could say, well, and in some cases, we're having, thousands and thousands of visitors every month. The unique thing about this traffic is it's people that's specifically interested in your club. It's not just general random traffic. It's people who want your club and they come. And we put this chart up here to kind of give you an understanding of every click, every bit of traffic that goes to your club has a value, and anywhere between $6 and $15 per click. So if we can get you 2,000 clicks or 2,000 visitors who are interested in your club, you then can leverage our tools to help you do your business and keep growing.
And the people who are coming to the website, the previous statistics were showing that they're engaging and they're re-engaging. They're coming back and back, and they're spending numerous minutes on the website looking at properties. And so you really want to have a hub where they can keep coming back and looking for that property. And one of the things the system does too is it'll send out email updates. So someone can subscribe to email updates. Maybe they don't see their dream home right then, but they'll get an alert the next time something comes on the market.
Yeah, and back to the people come, and this is like in the internet world, people are they quickly drop off for, typically things they're looking at. But in our club data shows that they'll come back 12 times. They'll spend 5 to 10 minutes on average per time that they come. So you're selling the lifestyle, you're selling the dream. We're just showing them how to get into the club through our portal. And we know that they tell their friends, they tell their family, and it's just been a huge successful way to engage with the new prospects.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you for sharing that and popping on. We have a couple minutes left, so I definitely want to open it up to questions and see what questions. Feel free to unmic yourself or put a question up in the chat, whether it comes to, real estate breakfasts or whether it comes to adding the tool on your site. Have you been successful in launching any real estate programs? We definitely want to hear from the other people on the call if you have a moment.
quick story to share.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, I just got Jeff and Jen, and we're in the process of putting this onto our website. So we're ready to go. Our dev team is putting it on as we speak. So I'm excited for it. But we had done an incentive a couple of months back, and then the incentive changed. But our real estate agents had the old incentive. And it was so frustrating because I used to be in real estate and I had access to the MLS. So this was the first time I didn't have access to the MLS, and I was trying to get a hold of all of the agents that had listings. And at that time we had 25 listings in our community. So I had to go and make a spreadsheet of all of the agents. I had to go into Realtor.com and pull the addresses that were for sale and then contact the real estate agent to give them correct information. So this is going to make it so much easier for us if we do an incentive in the future to be able to have access to those agents so quickly and easily right on our site. So that's a huge benefit I see from this as well.
Yeah, I thank you for sharing that, because we all definitely have things that take place, good and bad. That could have been a mess if they were sharing like an old incentive and you have something new. But I think just open lines of communications with the real estate agents in general, whether you have a renovation coming up, whether your club is closed for a certain amount of time, the more they know. So I love that, and congrats on adding it to your site. I'm excited to see the final product. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us. A super important topic. I know real estate is, we were talking about it in our trends meeting a couple days ago. We're kind of seeing the market soften just a little bit. We're going to be getting into kind of those trends and what we're seeing with real estate in the private clubs on our next inner circle. We're going to have a guest, Jason Becker from Golf Life Navigators, sharing some of the trends and statistics that he's seeing. So look out for that. But I just wanted to thank everyone. I'm going to send a follow-up email with contact information of everybody on this call today in case you do have any questions. But I just want to thank everyone, including our panelists and Jen and Jeff Buck, for joining us today. It has been an absolute pleasure, and we will see you next month.